So what I will say, and this is useful just so we understand the dynamics of how these things work. At the level of democratic and party politics evolution that we have in Nigeria today, is that any party that is in government, they bring a big dose, even in my view, an overly big dose of their incumbency to play. And this happens, regardless of the political party. PDP will do this if they had the power. They did it for 16 years. Unfortunately, APC in the last, 11 years now, is it? They've been doing it. So you see that overly demonstration of, Awala Wambe. We are the one
now
in charge.
we did, dear.
Yeah, that is what is happening. And I say that and I'm not trying to prejudice whatever may be the facts of the case that we've not been told with what is happening in Osun State, because we've not been told. We don't know
so that's
what's
the
really
key
going
thing.
on.
Shouldn't we know? Because if that number of people have been taken, members of the ruling party in Osun State say they don't know. The public is where I know that I was, referring to some police reports, but they haven't quite come out as plainly and as openly as they normally would in any other case.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the public be very aware of why it is that number of people have been taken from their base in Osun State? Does it speak to some of the transparency issues that we should be highlighting ahead of the elections?
Yeah, and this is really, putting it right in front of the police in Osun State, that they are not giving us enough information about their activities. When I first saw the story of the arrest of the secretary to the state government, and I read the headline, it says that they found PVCs in his house, about 4 million naira and all of that. And then I read the story. Yes, they found PVCs in his house, but he said it's 2 PVCs that they found in his house. Now, I don't know what else they know or they are not telling us. But the story that came out is clearly insufficient to portray, that ongoing crime. It's possible that indeed that, crime is being perpetuated. It's very possible. But I'm saying that the amount of information and the kind of information, you go into somebody's to the house of the SSG to go and arrest him because you find 2 PVCs. How many people are in the house? What's the name of the 2 PVCs? Where the man has 4 million naira in the house. Is there a law that you can't have that much in your house? How many people don't have? And I'm not saying that we don't know all the details, but the police are not giving us sufficient information about his activities in Osun State regarding those arrests, and because of that, there is a big, there's a lot of suspicion about what is happening, and then you are now allowing the Akande spokespeople to have the field day, to call you out, to challenge what you have done. The police in Osun State, they need to give us a proper, comprehensive briefing of the suspected criminal activity, especially the one in which the SSG is involved with. The SSG is like the number 3 person. In terms of ranking, is third in the state. So yeah, if he had to be arrested, he has no immunity. But that's a serious matter. It's not something that you do, the way it's being done now, almost carelessly giving us information that you find 2 PVCs in his house, without telling us the implication and what else you are trying to investigate. So the police in Osun State has not done very well. But I can tell you that I would not be surprised if the man, if is under a very tremendous pressure, from the powers that be, because like I said, this is how politicians do it. When you are in power, you assert it.